Hi, I'm Amanda, and in this video, I'm going to show you some of the top financial comparison websites that are out there to help you research renter's insurance and choose a policy. So something to know about renter's insurance is that it's not legally required, but some landlords will require it, and even if yours doesn't, it may be a good idea to have. It can cover against like fire, theft, vandalism, and other types of events, but it doesn't cover against floods or earthquakes. For those, you would need other policies. But it can help replace your belongings, pay liability costs, like if someone was suing you for damage to the property or if someone got injured on your property, and then also pay for additional living expenses, which are expenses that you would incur if you were like displaced from your property temporarily due to like a fire or something. So that would be like hotels and meals. So it can pay for that. Then the big consideration is that you'll have to decide if you want your policy to replace your possessions based on actual cash value or replacement cost. So actual cash value, the premiums will be lower, but the payouts will be less because it takes into account depreciation, whereas replacement cost plans do not figure in depreciation. So you will get a higher payout with that plan, generally speaking. So the other thing is that for certain high value items like jewelry, artwork, firearms, other like really specialized items or high end items, you will need additional coverage. They won't probably be covered under a typical renter's insurance plan. So the first site we're going to take a look at is Best Money. So Best Money provides information about a lot of different financial products and can kind of help you make a decision. One of the products they can help you with is renter's insurance. So they have several different companies available. They let you filter based on your zip code, and then they gave me seven different companies. So that is a lot of options that they give me, and can help me kind of do my research and choose the best one. Because some sites really have a lot less options than this. So the thing is, they also have reviews and a score out of 10, which is helpful. They've developed their own score based on popularity, brand reputation, and then features and benefits. And then the reviews are also very detailed. They kind of start off with pros and cons and kind of this at a glance section, and then go into the details of coverage, the application process, discounts, safety, all those things. So that is really helpful. And so this site can be really good for doing your research. Now, when it comes to some of the drawbacks of this site, some of the companies that you'll see do not have a score. So those you're going to have to do research elsewhere. And then the other thing is they don't have a renter's insurance calculator on their site. Some sites have like interactive calculators that can help you determine how much coverage you need, but they don't have that. So the next site we're going to take a look at is Forbes Advisor. It's kind of similar. They have a lot of information on a lot of financial products, renter's insurance being one of them also. So they do have, like if you're buying a plan through Forbes Advisor, they do have a lot of filters, zip code, age, choosing if you have a current insurer, if you're in the military, and if you have good credit. So if you fill out that information, you can get kind of a personalized list of companies that could fit your needs. So that can be really helpful there. They do have ratings out of 5 determined by the editorial team. They kind of go through how they determined the rating. So you can kind of look through their methodology if you want. And then they also have reviews on each company. So like if I'm looking at USAA, they have their expert take on it. They kind of give you the consumer sentiment and then tell you which states it's available in. So that can really be helpful between the rating out of 5 and then the additional information they give you. It can help you kind of get an idea of what you're looking at with each company. And they have average monthly cost information. So the cost that you would face is going to depend on the specifics of your policy and how much coverage you need. But it can give you kind of an idea of which ones are more expensive, which ones might be less expensive. So it's just something to look at to get a kind of quick look at that. And then when it comes to like the downsides of this site, one thing that's kind of confusing is they push Lemonade like over the other ones. So the way it looks here is it looks like Lemonade is their top pick for best renters insurance. But really, when you look through this list, it's not even listed under the best renters insurance companies. So it doesn't even come up in their list. So that is confusing that they promote that so heavily, even though it's not ranked. And then they also don't have an insurance calculator. Like Best Money doesn't have one. Forbes doesn't have one either. So one site that does have a calculator is insurance.com. They specialize solely in insurance. We will take a look at their calculator. I'll have to scroll down here. So their calculator can be very helpful and kind of personalized based on your zip code, deductible, liability, personal property coverage. So you just you type in your information, search, and then it gives you kind of the lowest rate, average rate, and highest rate for your situation, along with state information, so you can see the most expensive zip codes and the least expensive. So that's kind of a helpful tool that kind of helps you look at things on a local level and also a personal level with your coverage. So their site does have really good rankings and kind of shows you their rating out of 5 along with other scores that each company has. So it kind of aggregates scores from multiple places, which can be really helpful. And then they also have average cost information available. This is the yearly cost in this situation. One of the drawbacks to insurance.com is they don't have many companies for you to choose from. Like when I hit compare quotes for the zip code, it only gives me one company. So that is pretty limited compared to like Best Money. And then they don't have any reviews on their site that are specific to renters insurance policies. They have reviews of the different companies for homeowners insurance, but not renters insurance. So you will have to go to other sites if you want more detailed reviews to read. Next is ValuePenguin. This is another site that specializes in insurance. Their main insurance types are auto insurance, home insurance, health insurance, and renters insurance. Something that's helpful about ValuePenguin is they do have a centralized form for you to fill out. So when you type in your insurance type, zip code, and age, you can go to the form and you will have to fill out a lot of different information, but you will get multiple quotes. So that can be really helpful in getting quotes from multiple places at once. So they have reviews on the different companies, which is really good. And it is specific to renters insurance. So, like for example, State Farm Renters Insurance, they talk about quotes, average rates, and then the coverage, and also frequently asked questions, which can help you make an informed decision. And then they also have a lot of average cost information on their site. Hold on a second and I will pull that up. They have average cost information by state, also by city. So they really can narrow it down, can help you kind of see what you'd be paying depending on your city, state, and also the company. So the thing about ValuePenguin is they don't have a calculator, and they also don't rank the companies against each other. So they don't have kind of a master list showing you how they stack up against each other. Lastly, we will look at the Zebra. Their main specialty is auto insurance, but they actually cover a lot of other insurance types, like home insurance, renters insurance, life insurance, pet insurance, and others. So as far as renters insurance goes, they have average cost information on a yearly and monthly basis for a lot of the top companies, which can be really useful. They also have, kind of different than the other sites, insurance agents that you can talk to, so you can like actually call and speak with the actual person and get advice on which plan would be best for you. So that is helpful there. And then, yeah, they have different articles for you to look at about coverage considerations, what is how renter's insurance works, how to get a quote, all of that. Now, the downside to the Zebra is they really only have one site they link to directly for a quote, which is Liberty Mutual. They don't give you any other options to click on, so that is very limited. And then they don't rank or review any of the companies either, so you will have to go elsewhere for that. So all of these sites have their own pros and cons, and they can all be very helpful in determining which policy you should buy for renter's insurance. I would recommend visiting all of these sites, as well as others that may be out there, to kind of compare the reviews, the ratings, and see how they stack up and make your own decision there. So I'd recommend visiting them all, really. But if I was going to pick a top site, it would probably be Best Money, because they do have detailed reviews, and they also rate each company out of 10 points. And then the big thing is they give you a lot of options. So they gave me 7 different options and a lot of information about each company. So that's probably my top pick, though I would recommend that you visit multiple sites when making a decision. So I hope you found this video helpful in kind of learning more about how renter's insurance works and the resources that are out there to help you choose a policy. Thank you.